In this Nitty-Gritty Let's Play live stream, we're going to be doing a presentation on Wright-Patterson Mah Jongg hands, and then we'll be playing at Mah Jongg time on Hong Kong Mah Jongg tables. I know that sounds a little kooky, but you'll see when we get there, it works. Welcome to the live stream. This is for Wright-Patterson Mah Jongg. Hi Peg, hi Shirley, welcome. Hi Marcia, welcome. We're going to be starting with a presentation and then we'll play at Mah Jongg time permitting. Tonight we're going to go over pairs and sequence hands. Who has a book, a green book? I'm going to show examples of hands in a presentation, and I'm going to be reading from the green book. Hi Kathleen, welcome. Yeah, we're going to be doing a deep dive into pair hands and sequence hands. And I have some examples in a presentation. Hold on. Yes. Okay, hopefully people will find us from Facebook. I don't know. Your card, you mean your book, your green book? They don't call it a card. Someone might wonder what you're talking about. It's called a green book, the book or booklet. It's older, it's a 2015. Some of the hands are different, yes. And I'll mention that. For tonight, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hands that are new, and I don't know, I don't have a side-by-side with me to compare. So if I mention, or when we get to the presentation where we go over the hands, if it's not in your booklet, well, you'll know that it is a new hand. So you might want to order a new booklet if you want to play at Mah Jongg time, because they're going to be having hands for the new publish. Let's see. Shirley. Oh, hi, Peggy. Thank you for coming. Let's see here. Hi, Sue. Let's see. You just ordered today, but paid extra for priority. Very good. Yes, it's the booklet. Okay, you have a pink one, green, and gray. Okay, so the green one, let's see, pink, green, and gray. I don't remember what the colors are. Hold on. Wright-Patterson Mah Jongg. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, here's the Wright-Patterson Mah Jongg website. Just in case somebody else is wondering, there are different booklets that you can purchase. So the green book is the book of rules and hands with descriptions, and it also has scoring in the back. The pink book is the large print with hands and scoring only. The gray book is rules only. So I guess my guess is they're doing this so they can have large print. Most people use the green book, and then they have the blue book for confirmation or clarity, because there's an image of a hand. The challenge with the blue book is some people get stuck on the diagram and they don't open their minds to the flexibility of a hand. They just see the example and that's what they play. But there are flexibilities with these hands. You choose what the suits are. You even choose what the numbers are in some cases. So sometimes the blue book can mess people up a little bit. So if you haven't purchased your books yet, please go to the Wright-Patterson Mah Jongg website, and I'll make sure that there's a link in the video description below. I highly recommend the green book and the blue book, one each, or yeah, one each. And then if you are going to be playing with a group of people, only one person really needs to have the blue book, because you can share that, unless everybody wants their own. Otherwise, each player should have their own book of hands. So if you need the large print, go ahead and purchase the pink book, and then one of you should have the gray book if you're going to have enlarged print, because you should have, someone in the group should have the book of rules. The green book has everything in it except images. There are no images, it's text only. So feel free to order based on your needs. We're going to go ahead and jump to the presentation now. Let me just double check and see if anyone has any questions. Yep, that's Riley. He's running around because he's hungry. And I didn't have time to feed him.
I just took care of him.
Yep, I figured. Okay, let's see. The green book, yep, the green book has the rules, the hands, and scoring in it. So that's typically what most people play. All right, let's get going. I don't see any other questions at the moment, so we're going to get started with the presentation where we look at the hands in the pairs and sequence categories. So if you have your book, get it out and read along with me, and then watch the presentation so you can see examples of hands. First, we're going to do a quick review, then we'll look at the hands, and I'll share a couple of tips, and then we'll play a little bit, time permitting. So these are the numbered suits, dots, bams, cracks. 2 through 8 are called simples. So anytime you see the term simples in the green book, that means tiles 2 through 8. Honors consists of terminals, which are 1s and 9s in the numbered suits, and then winds, north, east, and west, and dragons. All together, those are called honors. Terminals, winds, and dragons. Those are honors. So while we're looking at these hands, we're going to be using all these tiles, depending on the hand. So there'll be examples so that you can see how singles and pairs will use all these tiles, not in every single hand, but throughout the categories. Did somebody ask a question? Okay, we're going to keep going here. All right, so the first one that we're going to look at is actually, hold on one second. Let me do something really quick. Hold on. I forgot to do something here with these first ones. Oh shoot, hold on one second. Let me just take care of something super quick because I forgot to do something. Bear with me for a second. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right with you. I'm almost done. Oh my gosh. Oh. Don't mind the man behind the curtain. Riley, you are gonna have to calm down, dog. Okay, I'm almost done. Oh my gosh. Undo that. And here we go. All right. Now, let me save this and then go from here. Switch that. Hold on. Okay. All right. We're back. All right. So here we go. I wanted to divide these out so you can see the progression in some cases and not be too overwhelmed with all at once. So the first hand is doublets. This is 7 pair in 1 suit. And incidentally, with the pair hands, you can have Kongs as 2 pair. There's one other exception elsewhere, but for pair hands in this category, you can use Kongs for 2 pair. So it doesn't have to be unique unless specified one way or another in the description of the hand. So this one is a single limit concealed hand. And incidentally, all the hands in these categories but one are concealed. There's one hand where you can do a pung, and it's called it's in the sequence category, and we'll get to that. Okay, so the next one is called Betty. This is 3 pair in 1 suit, any number, with one of each wind and dragon, and then any wind or dragon paired. That's called 7 odd honors. So while you're looking at that, number 10, that's number 10, 3 pairs in 1 suit, no terminals. No terminals for Betty. For doublets, you can use any number. For Betty, though, it specifies no terminals. And I think there's a reason for that, and I'll share about that in just a second. It says with 7 odd honors and 1 honor paired. And what that means is you have to have one of each of the winds, one of each of the dragons, and then any one of them can be paired. So your west wind could be paired instead of the green dragon, for example. It's any one of them. So 3 pairs of simples with 7 odd honors and 1 honor paired. That's Betty. There's a hand of honors that uses this same shape, except instead of simples, it uses terminals, 1s and 9s in each suit, and that's called angels. And I think that's why they say no terminals, because terminals are used in angels. And we're going to go over honors much later in the series. So for this hand, Betty, it's 3 pairs of simples, 2 through 8. Let me just see if there's any questions at the moment. Any timeline for Mah Jongg time to roll out? No, I'm not privy to that information, but I asked recently and it's in the works. That's all I know. Let's see. Wait a minute. Let's see. It doesn't matter what the numbers are. Okay, Peg. So Peg, 2s or 5s, what are you referring to there? It doesn't matter what the numbers are. Are you talking about doublets or Betty? Because Betty, it has to be tiles 2 through 8. You cannot use 1s and 9s with Betty. Okay, so I'm going to move on, and I'll try to keep in touch with the chat. So the next one is called Eternal Triangle. This is number 11. It's a single limit concealed. All these are single limit concealed. You need a pair in each suit. So I have 3 crack 4.7 bam. No duplicates. So you cannot use a Kong here because they specified no duplicates. And then you need 7 odd honors. And here we have a north paired. So that is called 7 odd honors regardless of which tile is paired in there. You're asking about the deep dive. Doublets. Doublets can be any pairs, 7 pairs, and it could include a Kong for 2 pair. Single limit. Okay, so with Wright-Patterson Mah Jongg, there are difficulty levels. The easiest hands are called single limit, and a single limit equates to points. So the single limit hands, and incidentally, if you have your book, your green book, you can find this on page 29. Let's see here. Single limit, hold on. Well, I guess I'll just tell you because it's not really specified per se, but the when you win a single limit hand, you get 500 points from each player, but East pays double if they lose and they win double if they win. So the single limit is 500. It's a white chip. A double limit, you get 2 white chips, and then a triple limit, so each white chip is a limit. So you have single, double, and triple, and they increase in difficulty. Single limit is the easiest, then double limit is a little harder, and triple limit is the hardest. They just call it limit, and I don't know, probably because there's a limit to the amount you're paid. It's topped out at that level. So for a single limit hand, you'll get 500 points from each player. If you win a double limit hand, you'll get 1,000 points from each player, and a triple limit hand, you'll get 1,500. Let's see, white 5, 15, yeah, because you get 3. But anyway, we're going to do more on scoring later. But the limit is the difficulty, if you just remember it that way. Single is the easiest, then double, then triple. I hope that helps. Okay, Marcia's saying using the word odd in this case means not a pair. Yeah, so when it says 7 odd, that just means they're singles. I don't know where they came up with that term, but anyway, that's the way it's always been. Okay, we're going to go to the next one. So eternal triangle is 3 pair. Each suit has to be represented in those numbers. And it also does, it does mention here too, just like Betty, it's similar to Betty, where you cannot use terminals. So it's basically the same hand, except instead of 1 suit with Betty, you're using 3 suits in eternal triangle. So essentially it's the same hand, with one suit, one with another, or with mixed suits. Okay, we're going to go to the next one. So the next set of hands that I want to show you are numbers 2, 3, and 4. The first one is snowflake. This is specifically with dots and a pair of white dragons. So you have 6 pairs and a pair of white dragons. And again, you can use Kongs for all of these if you happen to get them. So snowflake is dots, shamrock is BAMs with green dragon, and then Valentine is cracks with red dragon. Same hand, different suits. So they were very creative with these. All right, snowflake, shamrock, Valentine. Any question? You can use terminals here. Any numbers can be used here. Very simple, very easy hands. And these, by the way, are valid hands in Hong Kong Mah Jongg. You would get a nice score for these. Okay, we're going to go to the next set. The next 3 are also similar, at least the first 2. I don't remember what I have this grouped with, but the first one is Dazzle. This is 5 pair and 1 suit with 1 of each of the dragons and any dragon paired. So as long as the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pair are in 1 suit, it doesn't matter which dragon is paired. It doesn't have to be the corresponding dragon. It can be any dragon. So Dazzle, 5 pairs and 1 suit with 1 of each of the dragons and any dragon paired. That's Dazzle. That is number 7. The next one is the same hand, but instead of dragons, you use news. So we have 5 pairs and 1 suit with news. 5 pair and 1 suit with news. Razzle and Dazzle. Razzle for news, Dazzle for dragons. What is the crack one called? Are you talking about the previous screen? Valentine. Red. Heart, Valentine. Red. Snowflake, shamrock, and Valentine. Same hand, specific suits with the corresponding dragon. Dazzle is 5 pairs in one suit with one of each of the dragons and any dragon paired. Razzle is 5 pairs in one suit with news. Razzle and Dazzle, same hand, one with dragons, one with news. Okay, then we have windy pair. Oh, you're welcome, Marcia. We have windy pairs. This is 6 pairs of one suit, any numbers, and let's see, where did that go? A pair of your own or prevailing wind. So here they specify which kind of wind you can have. Each player is in a position. Player 1 is east, player 2 is south, player 3 is west, eat soup with west, and then player 4 is north. Eat soup with nuts. That's one way to help you remember. Eat soup with nuts. East, south, west, and north. And I don't know if you were with me for last week's live stream, and there's going to be a link in the video description below to the video so you can watch the introduction where we go over this. But when you set up the game, everybody has a wall in front of them, just like all other ways to play Mahjong. Every player has a wall in front of them, and East rolls the dice to figure out which wall is going to be broken. It's not their wall necessarily. It depends on the number they roll. If, let's say that they roll and it's multiples of 4, really. So let's say they roll an 8. So they would count around the table 8, and it would be themselves, because East is player 1. Then player 2 is south, player 3 is west, player 4 is north. 1, 2, 3, 4. So multiples of 8 would put you back at East. So if East rolled 8, they would be breaking their own wall, in which case that is their seat. That's their seat, East. But also where the wall is broken is called prevailing. So they're both their own wind, and they get prevailing wind if they are playing a hand that calls for it. So you want to know where was the wall broken, and you'll be able to see that by either looking at the dice on East's rack. So for this version, we don't pass the dice to the next player. We keep it until we lose as East. Then it goes to the next person. So East has the dice, and on their rack they'll turn up a number to indicate which wall was broken. But you can also tell that by where the flower wall is most times. Sometimes the flower wall can go into another wall, and that is a little more complicated. I'll probably do a video on that specifically, on what happens there. It's when you have to, it's when you roll a really big number, and you have to go into another player's wall, and you can lose prevailing. So basically it's whichever wall is broken, that's prevailing. So anytime you're playing a hand where it calls for your own or prevailing wind, you need to look at the dice on East's rack to confirm which player is prevailing, because you can use either your own or prevailing. So in the example that I just gave, East rolled an 8, and then let's just say they rolled a 4. They would still be within their set of tiles for breaking the wall. So East would have a 1 on their rack. So here we have a pair of East, and it happens to be the dealer and prevailing. Okay, let's see here. Rolling 8 would take you to, no. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I'm sorry. You're right. I apologize. You're right. Peg is correct. Let's just, instead of 8, it's 10. Let's just say we rolled a 5. So 5, not 8. So I messed up. So let's say they rolled, the East rolled a 5. So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I apologize. Yes, yep, okay, I'm with you guys. But basically what you want to do is look at the dice to see who's prevailing. That's the bottom line. Okay, does prevailing wind change every hand, or does it change after a round of 4 hands. No, it changes with every hand because it's whichever wall is broken. That's prevailing in Wright-Patterson Mah Jongg. Prevailing wind is where the wall was broken. Which do you count first, prevailing or breaking the wall? It's the same thing. So east rolls the dice to determine which wall is broken. So if I roll a 5, which is what the example should have been, I would count from me, east, to the player on my right, that'd be south, player 2. So I'd go 1, 2, then 3 across from me, 4 would be north, and 5 would be the dealer again. Then I would go around again if, let's say, I rolled a 10. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my gosh, I'm confusing myself. I think what I'm mixing up in my head is, I don't even want to say it because it's going to confuse you. So just forget all that. Just forget it. The bottom line is where the wall is broken is prevailing. That's all you really need to know. And it is determined by a roll of the dice. East rolls the dice. They count from them the number on the dice to figure out which wall is broken. Then that player rolls the dice and they add the numbers together to create a break in the wall at that number. So wherever the wall is broken, that is prevailing. Okay, any questions? Continue with the hands. Okay, so sorry for the confusion, guys. I'm a little rusty, so please bear with me. We might have some little moments of confusion because I haven't played in a long time. So, all right, let's move on. So windy pairs, you have to have your own or prevailing wind. All right, next is odd pairs. We have 5 pairs of odd numbers with news. Odd pairs, pretty easy to remember. Okay, so then we have even pairs. So it kind of is the same hand, but with odd pairs you use news, and with even pairs you use even numbers and dragons. You need to have pairs of each dragon. I would think this should be a higher point hand. That's kind of a hard hand to get, I think. But anyhow, so we have odd pairs and even pairs. Any questions? Any questions on pairs? Okay, so next we're going to go into sequences. So the first one that I want to share is news lineup. This is where you have a sequence of 1 to 9 in one suit with news and one wind paired. It could be any wind. Your sequence has to be in one suit. News lineup. Yes, Kathleen, it's one suit. So odd pairs, one suit. Even pairs, one suit. Okay, according to the notes on WP website, the odd pairs and even pairs have to be one suit. Yes, that is correct. It's just that they forgot to put one suit in the description. So, and also no duplicates, it says in their notes on the website. So I wrote in my book, no duplicates, one suit for both of those hands. 5 pairs and one suit with news for odd. I'm sorry, yeah, 5 pairs, one suit, odd numbers. Then evens is 2, 4, 6, 8 pairs with dragons. Okay. One suit was not written in the green book. Nope, and there are a lot of it. Well, I shouldn't say a lot. There are several errors in the green book. So if you go to the website, you can look at the website and they'll have the corrections there. I just wrote in the book to identify the errors. So for example, if you could see here, let's see. You could see where I wrote on there. I just drew a little box around those two and added a note. So just use this to make notes, and one of those notes will be corrections, because they're not going to, I don't think they're going to reprint it. My guess is they're not going to reprint it. So the detail of one suit was not written in the green book. Yes, that is correct. It has to be one suit though. No duplicates, one suit. Are we good to keep going? Okay, so the next hand is the same hand, only with dragons this time. So we have 1 through 9 in one suit with a pair of anything. Well, sorry, 2 through 8. A pair 2 through 8, not anything. No 1s and 9s. So sequence of 1 and 9, one tile paired 2 through 8. Here I have 6s paired. And then one of each of the dragons and any dragon paired. That's dragon lineup. So news lineup and dragon lineup, very similar. The pair in news lineup is the wins. The pair in dragon lineup is one of the simples. Okay, good to go. All right. So news lineup, dragon lineup, any questions on those two? We also have odd sequence. This is 1 to 9 in one suit with pairs of all the odd numbers. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 is paired. 2, 4, 6, 8 are singles. That's odd sequence. One suit. It's a pretty hand. Any questions on these sequence hands? No questions. We're going to get into some really fun ones here. Well, they're all fun, really. Okay, the next one, piano keys. This is one suit, a one suit hand, 1 through 9, with a pung and a pair of simples. Two pungs and a pair. So here I have 3 dots punged, 7 dots punged, and a pair of 8 dots. 2 pungs and a pair, 2 through 8. 1 to 9 in one suit with 2 pungs and a pair, 2 through 8. There's no number pair in news. No, it's 1 through 9 in one suit. Okay. Any questions about piano keys? The pungs and the pair have to be 2 through 8. All right, the next one, pung chow. This is another one suit hand. But this one you can move the tiles around to help you make the hand. You have to have 4 pungs or chows in a pair all in one suit. So here we have a 1, 2, 3 chow, 4, 5, 6 chow, 5, 6, 7 chow, and then an 8 band pung and a pair of 2s. 4 pungs and a pair. 4 pungs or chows and a pair. So you can do a mixture of chows, pungs, and then of course you have to have your pair. This is a lot of fun to play because it's very flexible. Hopefully we'll have an opportunity tonight to try this one. I've been trying to work with it, but it seems someone always wins before I'm able to clear to one suit, because you have to have only one suit with pung chow and piano keys. Okay, we're going to go to the next one. Harmony. This is the one that you can call a discard for to make a pung. So this one is 3 pungs in a sequence in one suit. Pung of corresponding dragon and a pair of your own or prevailing wind. So if we're in north seat, let's just say we're in north seat, we could have this pair of norths. So whatever your seat is, if you're in east seat, you would have a pair of easts. If you're south, you would have a pair of souths. If you're west, you would have a pair of wests. So you want to make sure that you're looking at the fine print as to which wind you can use. Also, look at the dice on each rack to figure out which seat is prevailing, because you do have some flexibility there. The dragons have to be corresponding to your suit. So here we have a pung of red dragons with cracks. So with green dragons, it would be bams, and white dragons, it would be dots. Same hand, different suits, you would use a corresponding dragon and your own or prevailing wind. The pungs of the numbered tiles have to be in a sequence. 3 pungs in a sequence in one suit. Okay, let's see here. On Pung Chow, can you, Pung Chow and piano keys, those are, harmony is the only exposable hand in both of these categories. For pair hands and sequence hands, they're all concealed until you're ready to win. And then harmony is the only one where you can call a discard to make an exposure for your pungs. Incidentally, I didn't mention that Pung Chow, you have to draw your winning tile. So if you're playing Pung Chow, you can only win by self-pick. Let's see. Peg is asking, can they overlap in Pung Chow? Yes. Let's see, like using a tile for a chow and a pair. 1, 2, 3. No, I'm sorry, not in that example. So you have to have, in a chow is 3, and then a pair would be 2. They're separate because you have to have 4 blocks in a pair. The blocks can be 3 of a kind or 3 in a sequence, which means that you need a pair to complete the hand. So that would not work, not in this case. Let's see. Yes, P in the book means it's a pung hand. In other words, you're able to claim a discard to make an exposure. That's what the P means. Okay, any more questions on piano keys, Pung Chow, or harmony? Just remember, with Pung Chow, you have to draw your winning tile. Don't make that mistake. If someone discards your winning tile online and you try to click Mah Jongg, you're going to have a false Mah Jongg. You can only draw your winning tile for Pung Chow. The other example we're going to look at in a minute. Let's see. So Kathleen is saying, so the green book, the C means concealed and the P means that you can use a discard to make a pung. That is correct. P means pung hand or callable. It's where you can claim a discard to make an exposure. That's what the P means. It's basically the same as the X in National Mah Jongg League. C or X, it's C or P, but it's the same. You can claim a discard to make an exposure. Okay, next we're gonna, oops, I forgot to separate these two. Darn it, I missed one. Okay, King Kong. With this one, we're looking at the top one. Sequence of 1 to 9 in one suit, 1 tile paired. Between 1 and 9, let's see here. This, oh, I see, I have a 3-dot paired. 1, 2, 3-dot pair, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then a Kong of dragons. And here, this Kong is concealed. You cannot, you can see there in the book it says double C, meaning it's concealed. You cannot claim a discard to make a Kong. It has to be in your hand. So this is a fully concealed hand. But you can claim a discard to win. King Kong, yep. Aren't there definitions in the book? Yes, there are definitions in the book. There's a whole, I'm wondering if you mean at the beginning of the book, they have definitions of all of these things, like what is 7 odd honors. They have a whole section of definitions. And then each hand is defined as well, or described. Okay, let's see. All right, so the next one is hijacks. This one is a lot of fun to play. This is the other one where you have to draw the winning tile. It's kind of like Pung Chow in that way. 4 concealed pungs in a pair in one suit. So all pungs, 4 concealed pungs in a pair. The reason why it's hard is because they're all pungs, no chows, and they're all concealed. You have to draw this all yourself, including your winning tile. That's called hijacks. And I see I misspelled it. It's HI-jacks. Incidentally, harmony, I'm just going to go back. Harmony is a double limit hand. So where you have all pungs, you're going to have a double limit there. And then King Kong is also a double limit hand, probably because of the Kong and that it's concealed. And then also you have to draw your winning tile. And then hijacks is fully concealed. You have to draw your winning tile there. So sorry, King Kong, you don't have to draw your winning tile. It's just the Kong is in your hand. But for hijacks, that is a double limit hand, so it's hard to get. Okay, let's see. Marcia's saying Pong flush. Okay, Pung, P-U-N-G, Pung is the how you spell it and pronounce it, Pung. And flush is not used in Wright-Patterson Mah Jongg, even though it's the same pattern. A flush is one suit. In Wright-Patterson Mah Jongg, they call it one suit. They don't call it a flush. I typically do, just because I'm a creature of habit, and that term is used with Hong Kong Mah Jongg and other versions of Mah Jongg, like Ricci Mah Jongg, and probably even, if I remember correctly, Mah Jongg competition rules, they use flush and half flush. But in Wright-Patterson Mah Jongg, they use one suit with honors for half flush, and one suit would be a flush. So it is fun to play, yes. All right, so King Kong, oh, I see, I had it backwards. Okay, here's a tip for you. When you're playing in these two categories, except, let's see here, for, which one is it? Eternal Triangle. Eternal Triangle, do you remember Eternal Triangle? We're going to zoom back up there. Okay, where is it? There it is. Eternal Triangle is mixed suits. Oh, thank you, Kathleen. Okay, so Eternal Triangle is mixed suits. With these two categories, this is the only one that has mixed suits. All the other ones have one suit with or without Winds and Dragons. So either one suit with Winds and Dragons of some mixed combination. So the tip, let me go back down to tips. The tip is, don't pick a hand till you run out of discards with those offsuit tiles. Offsuit meaning if my predominant pattern is dots, I'm going to discard bams and cracks and not even worry about what hand I'm playing. I'm just going to gather until I run out of the initial offsuit tiles, bams and cracks. Then once I gather all my one suit or one suit and honors, which would be the Winds and Dragons, that's when I would look at the pattern in the hand, whether I have more of a sequence building or more pairs. And that would tell me which category to look deeper at to finally pick my hand. So try not to pick a hand until you run out of those discards, because if you have an offsuit tile, except for the one exception of Eternal Triangle, you can't have any other suit. Only one suit can be in your hand. So it keeps you from having to poke around in the book and just play the game. When you run out of those tiles, then look at the book to figure out which hand you could play based on whether you have sequences or whether you have pairs. All right. The other one is, when you first get your dealt hand, identify the predominant pattern and gather those tiles only with Winds and Dragons. Keep Winds and Dragons. Just discard the other two suits, and then when you have no discards, identify the predominant pattern, which would be either pairs or sequences, and then dig into the detail and figure out which hand to play. Any questions? Okay, let's see here. So with one suit, if you're going to play one suit or AKA flush, you're going to focus on one suit, 1 through 9 in dots, let's say. And then if you're going to do a half flush or one suit with honors, you would do the dots, let's say in this example, and winds and dragons. Any combination of winds and dragons would be one suit with honors. You don't have to have all of them. It's just one suit with winds and dragons. And then depending on what hand you play as well. No, you don't. You would use winds and dragons based on the hand that you finally play. But while you're gathering tiles, you want to keep them so that you can maximize your potential to play any number of hands. So you're just in gather mode. You're gathering one suit with winds and dragons. And that's when you're playing these two categories. This strategy doesn't apply to every category. It only applies when you're playing one suit and honor hands. One suit or one suit and honor hands. And that's what we're doing tonight. Okay, let's play some Mah Jongg. So I'm going to go to Mah Jongg time now. Okay. And I'm going to create a table because I have to control the timing. So I'm going to create a table here for WPMJ. The game name is WPMJ, and I'm going to do 250. I'm going to seat the players just in case any of you guys want to come and join me. You're welcome to. And don't worry about turning off the live stream. Just play as if you can't see my hand, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and create a game. If anybody wants to join me, I'm going to be at the Hong Kong Mah Jongg room, and the game name is WPMJ. And you know what we'll do? We'll do WPMJ1. That way we can do a assessment or a review at the end of the game. So I'm going to go ahead and create this game. Maybe I'll make this 20 seconds. Okay. So we'll see if anybody joins the table here. WPMJ table. All right, does anybody have any questions? We're going to play these. Oh, good. Kathleen's playing. Awesome. Thank you, Kathleen. We're playing pair hands and sequence hands. I mean, Kathleen can play whatever she wants, but I'm going to actually focus on pair hands and sequence hands so that we can practice some of the hands that we went over tonight. Pair hands and sequence hands. And I'm going to look for an opportunity to play specifically Peng Chao. That's a really fun hand to play. Okay, so I'm going to seat me as east. Kathleen will be south. Peggy will be west. And then we just need one more player. Thanks for joining us, ladies. Okay, so I'm just going to wait another minute here. Are there any hands in common with American? No. No hands common with American, but there are hands that are common with Hong Kong Mah Jongg. Okay, so I don't see another one in our area, in our group. So I was, let's see, I'm going to go ahead and pick one of these to sit as north. Now, they're going to be playing Hong Kong Mah Jongg hands. So they are going to have quick exposures probably, but they have to have an 8-point minimum and I don't know if they're paying attention to that. So we'll see what happens. I'm going to go ahead and seat them at north, and we'll get started. Incidentally, Pung Chow is a Hong Kong Mah Jongg hand. So some of these, as long as they follow the 4 blocks in a pair, where the blocks can be 3 in a sequence or 3 of a kind, you can actually Mah Jongg with that. All right, so in this case, we're sitting pretty nicely with the predominant suit of BAMs. So we're going to just hold BAMs and winds and dragons. We're not going to look at the book. We're not going to figure out what we're playing because we have offsuit tiles. We're going to discard that 5. Characters. We have 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, pair
1
8.
bamboo.
So we're just going to gather at the moment.
1 dot.
I'm hoping that we'll draw BAMs so we can maybe play Pung Chow, but we have a ways to go. And this, we're going to stay concealed all the way. We're staying concealed. So we just gather.
3 characters.
Let's see. The only callable hand, again, is Harmony. 3 pungs in a sequence in 1 suit with a pung of the corresponding dragon and pair of prevailing. So prevailing is south.
7 dots.
See where the flower wall is? Prevailing is south.
7 dots.
Let's see. Marsha's asking, can Mah Jongg time create 3 or 4 tables, 8-point minimum, 12-second in the Hong Kong school, so we can play against
3
bots,
dots.
especially when you play late at night. You can play
1 dot.
in Mah Jongg school with robots 24/7, and I believe that there is no timer except that you have 1 hour to play a full game.
6 characters.
So you can practice in Mah Jongg school with robots as
4
is.
bamboos.
They won't be able to allow us to create a table with robots. That feature's not available. Okay, so we've run out of offsuit tiles, so we should start looking at the book and figure out what we could play. If this were my hand, I probably would look at Dragon Lineup. Dragon Lineup is a sequence of 1 and 9 in 1 suit with 1 tile paired 2 through 8
6
with
dots.
red, white, and green dragons, or any dragon paired, or with any dragon paired. So
2
probably
characters.
if this were my hand, I'd probably shoot for Dragon
8
Lineup.
characters.
That is number 13 on page 18.
5 bamboos.
Oh,
2
Hong Kong Mah
bamboos.
Jongg is very flexible. We're playing concealed, so we can't take that. We don't need cracks.
9 characters.
This game is easy if you
6
think about it,
characters.
because each hand is pretty well defined.
8 dots.
So you know exactly which tiles you need.
7
There are
dots.
some hands that require some flexibility, but
1
for the most
character.
part, you're gathering specific tiles. So once you
4
zero in on a
bamboos.
hand, the game is played pretty easily.
5 bamboos.
Now, if we
8
pair
bamboos.
up other simples in here, we could switch to Betty. We're going to pass. Okay, there's a 1 bam now. So because we have 2 pair with 8s and 1s, I'm going to let the winds go now. And I'm going to focus on
North wind.
dragons. So we're now looking
4
at, still looking at
characters.
Dragon Lineup, but we're also going to be able to maybe play Dazzle, which is
5
5 pairs
bamboos.
in 1 suit with red, white, and green dragon and 1 dragon paired. And the
9
reason why I'm
dots.
considering Dazzle is because we just paired up the 1. You cannot use
7
a pair of
characters.
1s with Betty. You can only use 2
4
through 8.
bamboos.
You do not
White
need to
dragon.
learn Hong Kong Mah Jongg to play this version, no. But
East
there's a lot of similarities, and so you can learn more by
East
Hong Kong
wind.
Mah Jongg is the easiest version to learn. But since you're here, you're already,
2
you've already got your
bamboos.
toe in the water. So you can learn this one and then later learn Hong Kong Mah Jongg. It would be
West
very
wind.
easy for you to learn if you learn this first.
9 characters.
So now we have 3 pair. So here I would probably switch to
characters.
Dazzle. So going from Dragon Lineup, especially because all the 5 bands
West
are out,
wind.
we're going to play dragon lineup. Not dragon lineup,
South
dazzle.
wind.
So we're playing dazzle. 5 pair and 1 suit
4
with
dots.
the dragons. Now, if we
9
continue
characters.
to pair up, and
6
I would
characters.
maybe even consider trying for Hong Kong Mah Jongg, but we only
9
have about,
bamboos.
let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, about 4 more picks.
2
and we have 3
bamboos.
discards, so I don't know if we're going to be able to draw.
7 dots.
We would have to draw a bam with every
Red
pick
dragon.
in order to switch to Pung
South
Chow.
wind. White dragon.
Let's see here. Okay, there's a green dragon. So we have all of our dragons that we need. So 2 bam can go.
2
So we're playing
bamboos.
dazzle. We've got our dragons. We just need 1 more pair in here. We have 1, 2, 3.
3 dots.
We can still win this hand.
3 dots.
So
2 characters. 2
let's see.
dots. Pung. 1 dot.
Okay. I was just telling Kathleen and Peggy that depending on which hand they're playing, they're only going to be able to go up to their winning tile. They won't be able to click Mah Jongg if it doesn't follow the Hong Kong Mah Jongg requirements. So I was just reminding them to just type Mah Jongg and then
5 characters.
continue
1
to play the
bamboo.
game. Okay, we're going to pass. We're looking for a 3, 6, or 9. Look! Oh my gosh, we're ready to win. Okay, let's discard 6 bam.
6 bamboos.
Okay, we're ready to win on a 9 bam for dazzle.
7 characters.
We have red, white, and green dragon. 1 dragon paired, and we have 4 pair. We need a 9
East
bam.
wind.
We need a 9 bam to win.
3 dots.
Oh, 6 dot.
6 dots.
Okay, I see your question, Marcia.
8 dots.
Oh, we got ready to win though. Oh my goodness. Look at Kathleen. She has almost one suit. Okay, so here we go. Let's just look at everybody's hand. So we're ready to win on a 9 bam. Over here with Peggy. Oh no. Oh, Peggy, she was playing Hong Kong Mah Jongg because she has exposures. So she actually was playing just 1 suit with honors, which she got pretty close. She had our 9 bam. And then here, Kathleen was set up nicely for Pung Chow. She has a pair, let's see, 1, 2, 3. She needed a 2 crack so that she could have 2 chows. Then she had 5, 6, 7 chow. And then she had a pair of 8s, and then 8, 9 ready on a chow there. So she was really close. So close. So very good. Couldn't figure things out fast enough. Yeah, it's challenging. Okay, so let's see. Oh, Sue says she understood what we were doing. Why did the game end if no one won? That's how it works. If nobody wins, it's a wall game. Okay, so I'm gonna create another table. This one is gonna be WPMJ2. So WPMJ-2, and we're gonna open it up to white belts, and it's gonna have a 20-second timer, 8-point minimum, and 250 chips. Okay, WPMJ2. All right, let me catch up now. Marcia, is this correct? East rolls the dice to determine East for the new hand. No. Okay, let me just continue. East rolls the dice to determine where to break the wall. Yes. Put the dice on the rack of new East. No. Flower wall is the last 12 tiles. No. Okay, so let me see here. I'm going to put a link because I have a video on this. I have a video on how to do this. And this is explained in the book on page 7, number 5. Let's see, actually it's going to be the page before as well. If you look on pages 6 and 7, Marcia, you'll see how it's done. Number 3 talks about first east. You basically roll the dice to see who's high. Whoever's high is the first east. Then east rolls the dice to determine which player breaks their wall. And then that player rolls the dice and they add the number from east to indicate or to identify which or the position of the tile where that wall's to be broken. That's all explained on page 7. Okay, so I'm going to also go very quickly. Let me see here. I'll seat myself as east. Okay, then I'll put south and west. Okay, so we need another player here to join us. Okay, now WPMJ, no, not WP, Wright-Patterson. Okay, Wright-Patterson. Okay, hold on a second. Hold on. I'm hoping one of our players will join us. Okay, let's see here. Oh my gosh, I have a lot of videos. Okay, I'm trying to get to the lesson. Jeez, it's going. There are a lot of videos on Wright-Patterson. The old published though, so I'm going to be starting new content very shortly after we get through these deep dives where we talk about all the hands. All right, let's see here. Hold on one second. Okay, let's see. Random polls, set up and play right here. Okay, is that you, Shirley? I'm going to quickly add, hold on one second, guys. I'm going to add about how to do the, okay. I just added a link in the video description for where you can see how to roll the dice to break the wall. All right, here we go. Next game. I'm going to be focused on pair hands and sequence hands, so I'm staying in this category. The people at our table, of course, can play whatever category they want to. We're going to gather one suit and honors. Or one suit. It looks like we have a lot of cracks. Look at this. We have a lot of cracks. That's where I would focus. So I'm going to hold Winds and Dragons, one suit and honors, and we're going to discard the offsuit tiles. So let's just start by letting the 6 dot go. So even though we have a pair of 1 BAMs, I'm playing pair hands or sequence hands, which are almost all one suit and honor hands.
8
so
bamboos.
I'm going to pick the predominant suit, which is cracks in this case.
5 bamboos.
And if I happen to get Winds and Dragons, I'll keep
3
them.
bamboos.
But my goal is to draw cracks, just like this right
5
here.
bamboos.
So that 5 crack, we're going to keep it.
3 bamboos.
When we run out of offsuit tiles, that's when I'm going to look at the book
8
and
characters.
pick a hand. We're not going to look, though, until we run out of these offsuit
1
tiles.
character.
We're going to pass because we're staying concealed. We did get another
5
crack.
dots.
We have a pair that we still don't need, and I probably would focus on
3 dots,
a sequence hand, maybe Peng
7
Chao, if we can just get
characters,
rid of these bams. We need more cracks though, and it looks like somebody else has cracks. Hopefully they'll stay concealed.
6 characters,
Okay, we do not need dots.
2 dots,
We want cracks or honors, the wins maybe. We could maybe use them.
6 bamboos,
Let's see here.
7 characters, 8 bamboos,
Okay, there's a south, so let's get rid of
1
the one.
bamboo,
So since we have north and south, we could maybe
1
play
dot.
razzle. 5 pairs and 1 suit with news. Razzle is number 6.
4 characters,
Yes, that's
2
correct, Kathleen.
bamboos.
Unlike National Mahjong League rules, we do not touch
1
the flower
bamboo.
wall tiles. Like the
9
reason that
dots.
the tiles are dark is because we're not going to be picking into
1
those
bamboo.
tiles.
9 bamboos,
Okay, 6 bam can go. We're
6
cleared to 1
bamboos.
suit and honors. That's a good goal. Cleared to 1 suit and honors. It'd be really nice if
4
we can have
dots.
all 1 suit. I would love to try to do Peng Chao here. If we could get a 4 crack and a
2
7 crack,
bamboos,
we could try for Peng Chao,
9 bamboos,
which is a lot of fun to play. Okay, there's a
White
south
dragon.
now. We're close to having
4
news.
bamboos,
Now with pairs and razzle,
2
you do not need a
characters.
pair of winds. We only need 1 of each wind, news. So we wouldn't be able to use that
5
south there.
bamboos,
So that south
1
probably will
dot.
go. We're probably playing 5 pairs and 1 suit unless we draw more
4
cracks.
bamboos,
If we draw more cracks,
1 character,
we could maybe play Peng Chao
5 characters,
or maybe even hijacks
White
if we draw
dragon.
well. 4
4
concealed pungs and a
bamboos.
pair and 1 suit.
2 bamboos,
That's a double limit hand, and it's a
8
Hong Kong
bamboos.
Mahjong hand too. There's a keeper for us, a
South
3.
wind,
So we have a concealed Peng in there now.
Pung,
So let's see here.
7
Looks
dots,
like Peggy is playing Hong Kong Mahjong.
3 characters,
Okay, we're gonna stay concealed. Green dragon can go.
Green dragon, Pung,
Okay. She
6
could be
dots.
playing a hand of honors actually. Hand of honors
Red
4.
dragon,
She could be playing a hand called Heavenly Hash, 4 pungs and a pair of
1
terminals, winds, and
bamboo,
dragons.
5
And
bamboos,
a lot of these hands of honors are
4
actually
characters.
winnable in Hong Kong Mahjong.
9 bamboos,
So we'll look and see. Okay, now here we have a Peng in there. I'm not going to keep that dragon.
Red dragon,
We're going to let go of the honors. We're going to try for a 1 suit hand.
3 dots,
1, 2, 3. We might be able to even
3
do Peng
dots.
Chao. Piano keys, I mean. Piano keys would be number 15, but we'd have to let a 9 crack go.
East wind,
Yes, we need to stay concealed because the only
Peng.
hand in these categories, in these 2 categories that has
North wind,
the ability to call a discard is Harmony.
5 characters,
And that's where you have 3 pungs in a sequence. We don't have that.
6
So
bamboos,
we're not playing Harmony. That's number 17.
3 bamboos,
We're probably playing Peng Chao.
9 characters,
And we really can't do anything until we're cleared to 1 suit.
7 bamboos,
So we're looking for cracks.
7
And we
dots,
only have 1, 2, 3 more
9
picks.
dots,
So we probably won't be a contender for this game.
West
Peg is
wind.
asking, are there a lot of wall games in Wright-Patterson or Hong Kong? No, not typically.
West
We
wind,
might be seeing wall games here
9
because we're
bamboos,
learning, and also because
2 bamboos,
someone at the table may not be playing Wright-Patterson Mah Jongg. So if people are playing different versions, it can
dots.
affect the outcome of the game. But I don't think there are more wall games with Wright-Patterson. The other thing about Wright-Patterson is everybody scores their hand after the
6
game,
bamboos,
which is different than what we're used to with
6
American
dots,
Mah Jongg and National Mah Jongg League rules and that type of rule
5
set.
dots,
Everybody, after the
8
winner
characters,
gets paid, everybody else at the table scores their hand, so you can be
West
rewarded
wind,
for your hard work. Okay, 7 dot, we're gonna let that go.
7 dots,
I could have discarded that south too. All right,
green
so
dragon,
this will be a wall game here. All right, so wow, Kathleen did really good. Okay, we were 2 away from 1 suit. Kathleen has got 1 away from 1 suit. So with her, probably Peng Chow would have been a good hand for her because she has 7, 8, 9 Chow, a pair of 8s, 4, 5, 6 Chow, and then she just maybe needed to Peng the 1 and 2 or draw in some 3 dots, but 3 dots were discarded, but she was on her way to Peng Chow. Over here, it looks like a hand of honors. Probably, let's see, we're not really focused on this particular category right now, but she could have been playing, if she had, instead of the 4 dots, if she had 1s or 9s, she could have played Heavenly Hash, which is number 70 on page 25. And then also, let's see here, Dragon Gale is 4 pungs and a pair of winds and or dragons. So if she had been able to get the west or another dragon in here, she might have been able to play Dragon Gale, which is a beautiful hand. All winds and dragons. And then Shirley, it looks like she was trying for maybe Betty, which is 3 pairs of simples in 1 suit with 1 of each of the winds and dragons and then any tile paired. So she got pretty close to Betty. She would have had to discard the 9 crack because you can't use terminals there. So that was pretty good, pretty close there. But you could see that we were competing for cracks here. All right, so I'm going to create another table, but I'm going to double check on questions. Let's see here. Peg asks, how about defensive play? Is it as important? No, until the end game. Wright-Patterson Mah Jongg is more of a solo game because half of the hands are concealed. That's significant. That's a significant difference. Half of the hands are concealed, so you're building your hand, and that's primarily where the focus is. If you're playing a Peng hand where you're claiming a discard to help you build your hand, then you might want to up your defense as an opponent, because you don't want to discard a tile that they could then call. But most of the time people are concealed, in which case you don't have to worry too much about defense. So if someone at the table is playing a Peng hand, yes, you need to play defensively. And then also in the end game, you don't want to discard a winning tile, but it could be anything because there are a lot of pair hands and there are even singles with winds and dragons, and even other tiles, Chow hands, use singles too. So in the end game, you have to decide if you want to play to win or switch to defense and start discarding. But every tile can give somebody a winning hand. So it's very challenging to play defensively with this game. Therefore, it's less of a focus. Okay, Sue says you have to make you will have to make your own card with the hands in the green book. You don't want to just get the green book. Let's see, Kathleen says, but can't call for a discard to make a Peng Chow, so it's really tricky. Yes, it is. You have to really be on your toes and watch the discards, because you will have, that will help you make a decision on what tiles are losing efficiency, especially if you're playing Peng Chow in one suit. Sue says, as an artist, making a card will help. Oh, I see. When you get the booklet, you'll make your own version of a card. Okay, cool. Or you could get the blue book because it's all drawn out in there. Okay, so I'm going to create another table. We're going to call this one WPMJ3. WPMJ3 if you want to join the table, and I will set it up for a nice long time limit per move, and then 8-point minimum, and then a white belt. And let's see, and then I will seat the players. Okay. Sue likes visuals like the American Mah Jongg card. Well, that's what the blue book is for. I ordered one and I'm just waiting to get it. Otherwise I could show you. But you know my presentation, how it showed the tiles? That's basically what the blue book is. It has tiles pictured and then the description underneath. That's the blue book. If you're a visual learner, you can get the blue book, but you have to be careful because you don't want to train yourself to only play as it's pictured, because there's some flexibility with hands. Yep, the blue book, that's correct. You'll save yourself a lot of time by not drawing. I mean, but if it's cathartic for you, if it's something you enjoy doing, I suppose you could make your own. All right, so we're going to wait for people to join us, and it's okay if we don't have Wright-Patterson Mah Jongg people at the table, because I did put an 8-point minimum on there. I order both the green book and the blue book. Okay, I'm just going to wait a minute and see if anybody joins. I guess we could go ahead and just get started. So let's do west and north. Oh, let's see, wait, who just joined? Okay, I guess we can just go with it. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we're going to play pair hands and sequence hands, pages 17 and 18. We'll see what we get here. It looks like we have a lot of dots. Our predominant pattern here is dots, so we're going to let go of the bams and cracks, and we're going to hold dots. We have a nice run going, so maybe a consecutive a sequence hand. Yep. Okay. And we're concealed.
8 characters.
Okay, we want to keep wins because there are opportunities for wins and
6
dragons
bamboos.
in sequence hands, but one or the other, not both. Unless, of course, you're playing harmony, which I wouldn't do here because we only have singles in our number tiles, so I would not consider harmony here. I want to hoard dots and just
3
build.
dots.
If we get, okay, we're going to pass. We're playing concealed. So let's let the 6 go.
6 bamboos.
And then we're going to focus on swapping out
7
these
dots.
1 cracks. It's
2
just a matter
dots.
of time. Oh.
2 dots.
Okay, Laura is at the table with us. Nice.
9
so
characters.
We have 3 Wright-Patterson Mah Jongg players at the table.
Pung.
I need to make a note of that, Laura.
7 characters. 5 dots.
I've started a list of Wright-Patterson Mah Jongg players because we're going to need to test the platform. So we're going to need Wright-Patterson Mah Jongg players.
7 dots.
All right, I've got your name
2
and number
characters.
now, Laura. Okay, we need to draw well. We need dots.
East wind.
Dots are dragons, I think. Let's see. We
Pung.
Oh. Yep, they're
4
playing
characters.
a Hong Kong Mah Jongg hand. They're probably going to win.
3 dots.
Oh, thank you, Marcia. I already have. We're going to pass. Oh, bam. Darn it.
7
okay, I'm going to add
bamboos.
you just in case. I'm pretty sure I have your
South
name and
wind.
email address, but I forgot what your player name was.
6 bamboos.
I got it now, though. Okay.
7 characters.
I've got Kathleen. I've got Kathleen's player name too. Okay, pass. Oh, we don't need a 1.
1
Bam.
bamboo.
We're looking for dots. We need to clear
8
to one
dots.
suit in honors. There are a lot of dots going down. Hoping
South
there are more
wind.
in the wall.
3 dots.
We'll pass. We finally got a dot. Okay.
6 characters.
So we have one pair right now. We're still going to gather. I don't even want to look at the book yet. I mean, I suppose we could maybe try for something with a run where there's a pair.
White dragon.
Or maybe even hope to pair up. The 6s, let's see, 3 dots are all out. So that would need to be a chow there. So we're probably going to play, let's say, piano keys or pung chow if we can get to one suit. We need to get to one suit.
7 dots.
We'll pass. We got a keeper.
5
a 2.
characters.
Now we have 2 pair.
4 dots.
So we have 2 offsuit tiles that
8
we need
dots.
to discard. We really don't want to focus too much on what hand to play because it could change with every pick.
3 characters.
Right now we have 2 pair. We'll pass.
9 bamboos. Pung.
Now the 3 dots are out. So it's going to
5
be
bamboos.
challenging with that 3. My hope is that we'll either draw another 2.
6 bamboos.
Okay, wrong 2.
2 characters.
We want 2 dots. I want to
3
discard this one
characters.
crack pretty quick. This person
5
across from us
bamboos.
is playing a pung hand, and this one crack could give them a
6
nice win. I don't want to be stuck with that.
1 character.
I hope that's not their winning tile. Ooh. I also don't
2
want to. I don't want to hold
bamboos.
on to Winds and Dragons
Mah
because
Jongg.
oh, they're playing a chicken hand. Well, no, they have all pung. I thought maybe that was a chow there, but they have all pung. Okay, so we're not gonna look at their hand because they are not playing Wright-Patterson Mah Jongg. Okay, so Laura, it looks like, oh, you got nice and close to Dazzle. 5 pair with winds or with dragons. You have almost 3 pungs in there though. So do you remember, Laura, if you discarded any BAMs, I would have let the dragons go and hoarded all BAMs, especially with pungs in there. You could have maybe done pung chow if you held on to BAMs. Okay, and then over here, it looks like Kathleen had a couple of pairs. Maybe she was on her way to Betty. 3 pairs in 1 suit with 7 odd honors and 1 honor paired. The 1 crack she would not have been able to use though. So if this were my hand, I probably would have leveraged the dragons and maybe let the winds go since there's a pair of 1 cracks. Or the 5 crack though would have been a good pick. Only 1 is out, so she could have tried for Betty there. Let me just catch up here. It's hard to build WP hand when other players doing Hong Kong. Yes, that's true. We're here just to practice though. We're not here, it's nice if we could win, but we're really here more to practice developing a hand and understanding what it takes to build a hand compared to National Mah Jongg League hands. Half of the hands in Wright-Patterson are concealed, so you have to be able to watch what's being discarded or exposed while still building your hand and optimizing for whatever category you choose to play. So we're going to do WPMJ 4. And hopefully we can get all Wright-Patterson Mah Jongg players at the table, because that would allow for more time to build a hand if everyone's playing the same rule set. If somebody joins and plays Hong Kong Mah Jongg, it's a much easier version to play. Yep, we just watch and build. So hopefully, let's see. Oh, let's see, Laura. She didn't discard BAMs except for the 6. There were already 3 out. Okay, good. Except that 6 could have been used for a chow. So, let's see here. You could have done chows. Think about chows. So for example, 5, 5, 6, 7. Yep, good call. Laura was just saying she could have maybe tried for hijacks, 4 concealed pungs and a pair. She had 2 pungs and a pair concealed. So she was on her way to hijacks, which is a double limit hand. But if you have 1 suit and honors and you start pairing up or even getting pungs in there, consider letting go of your honors and just hoard 1 suit, because then you could play pung chow. Pung chow is very flexible. The challenge is getting to 1 suit in time to self-pick your winning tile, because your tiles are going to be discarded. So you have to really look at the timing and watch discards and exposures to make that kind of decision. So it's this style will keep you on your toes. It's easy to play, but it is very challenging too. All right, so hopefully we'll get more Wright-Patterson Mah Jongg players at the table. If you want to join us, oops, please join us. Let's see here. East, south. Okay, let's see if we get more people at the table. Join us if you like. Hopefully we'll get to play a couple more games, maybe 3. Okay, there's Laura. So we have West. So whoever joins us here, hopefully we'll have somebody in our group join. Otherwise, we'll welcome the next player who joins the table so we don't have to wait too long. I hope you all are enjoying Wright-Patterson Mah Jongg, though. It really is a lot of fun to play. Oh, I just realized that I was way up at the top there. I like putting myself here. Okay. Oh, Sue says she loves learning. Good. Me too. It's fun. All right, so we just need more people to join us here. 1 more person. We'll go with whoever joins the table. Okay, so next week we are going to hopefully, oh, I figured that was going to go over there. Okay, next week we're going to go over jewel hands and Chinese tea hands. That's the focus for next week, jewel hands and Chinese tea. Okay, we're going to go ahead and seat this player so we can get started with a game. Hopefully they know it's an 8-point minimum. Oh, good, Evelyn. All right. Let's see what we get this time. So we have more BAMs than we do dots. We seem to be getting the same assortment. So we're going to start by discarding the dots.
1 dot.
We're going to collect BAMs. That's the predominant suit for us. So we're going to hoard
3
BAMs.
characters.
We're going to let go of cracks and dots. When we run out of the offsuit tiles, then we'll figure out what hand we're going to play.
1 character.
So we do not want dots.
6 dots.
We have more of a sequence right now than we
5
do pairs. We only
characters.
have 1 pair. We're going to pass.
9 bamboos. South wind.
Okay, that's a keeper, north. We're going to keep
5
that.
dots. 9 characters. 7 bamboos.
Okay.
Green dragon.
We need bams. Looking for bam. Oh, east will do. Okay. So we almost have news with a pair. That's going to maybe help us with,
9
let's
characters.
say, if we play razzle
6
with
dots.
5 pair, but we would have to throw away
Chow.
an east. The other one we could consider is maybe
2 dots.
news lineup, but we would have to discard the 8 bam.
5 characters.
Because there's no pair of number tiles in news lineup.
3 characters.
Oh, wow, Sue. You
6
met an officer's
dots.
wife from Ohio who was going to join your
1
game on
dot.
Thursday. Interested in what she says about teaching. Oh, teaching you Wright-Patterson, huh? That'd be
2
awesome.
dots.
Does she play Wright-Patterson Mah Jongg? Not
6
all dependents play, but
Green
many
dragon.
do. I mean, I grew up with people who loved
8
playing Mah Jongg,
bamboos.
so okay, we're going to pass. We're concealed. There's another keeper for us.
5
Now we have
characters.
2 pair. So I probably would focus on
8 dots.
razzle, 5 pairs, and
8
1 suit
dots.
with news. We will have to discard the east.
3 dots.
If we keep drawing bams though, okay, now here we're kind of coming up towards Betty at this point. So let's let go of the 1 bam.
1 bamboo.
We need 1 more pair, the 3 or the 7, a west and a green. So we're 3 away from Betty right now. There are 2 green dragons out. That's the kicker for us. We have to watch for
7
green
characters.
dragons. There's only 2 left. Oh, she played a long time ago, huh?
Green dragon.
Oh no. Oh shoot. I let a bam go.
East wind.
If we draw another bam, I might back out of Betty. There's a bam. Okay, so we're going to let go of Betty at this point. Oh, shoot. Should we? There's only 1 more green dragon. The chances of us drawing that are slim. We're going to let the dragon
Red
go.
dragon.
I want to keep the 1 suit. We're back to
1
probably
character.
razzle. She played when it started. Wow.
8
That's pretty
dots.
neat. Okay, so we need to
4
hoard
dots.
bams. There's 1.
White dragon.
Okay, now we have 1, 2, 3 pair. We do have a
Pung.
pung in here. We do
9
have a pung in
dots.
here. If we can get these 6 bam, we could use it as 2 pair.
8 characters.
We have an extra east, so we probably should discard that pretty soon. We don't want to
9
hold on to that
dots.
for too long.
6 bamboos.
Oh, there goes the 6. Now we could still maybe use that as a chow tile if we let go of all these wins and play maybe pung chow or piano keys. So we'll see how the drawing goes. We have 1 more
4
discard before we
characters.
really have to make a choice.
4
If
characters.
we can discard the east before we have to decide.
5 dots. 1 bamboo.
Okay, we have about 6 more picks.
3 dots.
I would love to draw bams. There's 1.
East wind.
Now we have 2 pungs. So I would
7
probably think about
characters.
playing either razzle, 5 pairs with
5
news,
bamboos.
or switch to pung chow.
4
If
dots.
we get another bam, like we just did there, I'm going to let the winds go.
South
Pung
wind.
chow is much more flexible because we
6
can do a chow
characters.
3, 4, 5. We could do a pair of 6s and then 6, 7, 8 in bams, chow, and then 2 pungs, 8 and 9. There's 1 8 bam out and 1 9
South
bam, so it's
wind.
getting a little tight. We have 2 discards. My goal
5
is
bamboos.
to clear to 1 suit. We got a 3 bam.
East wind.
Okay, now I would consider doublets. 5 or
3 dots.
7 pairs and 1 suit, and you can use kongs, but we'd have to let a 6
Green
bam
dragon.
go. I'll be happy if we can get to 1 suit, because then we could start playing with
5
pung chow.
characters.
If we can get another bam.
9 dots.
That's cool, Sue.
5 dots.
Okay, we're looking for another bam. It would be
7
ideal
bamboos.
to get either, let's
North
see, the
wind.
9 bam maybe. Oh, 3 bam. There's a pung now. Okay,
North
now we
wind.
have 3 concealed pungs. We do have
1
the
dot.
potential for hijacks if we can get a 9 bam.
North
We could maybe
wind.
get ready for hijacks. That's a double limit hand.
4 dots.
That's number 19.
2 characters.
If we pick a 4 bam or a 7 bam, we'll discard the opposite and be ready to win on a nice big hand. And it is also a Hong Kong Mah Jongg hand, so we could actually Mah Jongg.
East wind.
We need a 4 bam or a 7 bam.
8 characters.
4 bam or 7 bam. Oh, west. Uh-oh, I'm going to discard it.
West wind.
That's a fresh tile. Ooh, I'm surprised no one took it. Look at though, we
8
got cleared to
dots.
1 suit. I'm happy about that.
4 dots.
We're close to hijacks on this one. Kathleen, you're doing really good with clearing to 1 suit. You're very, very close there. Well, you're cleared to 1 suit in honors right now. So we are very close, 1 away from hijacks here. We also could maybe have tried, if we could have gotten a couple of 5 bams, we might have been able to do Peng Chao. Over here, it looks like Laura was working on Betty again, number 10. 3 pairs in 1 suit of simples, 3 pairs of simples in 1 suit with 7 odd honors and 1 honor paired. And here it looks like a good hand for maybe Peng Chao. She has a 1, 2, 3 in cracks, Chao, a pair of 2s. Then she could have done 3, 4, 5, or even 2, 3, 4 in cracks. 1, 2 is out. So she has 1, 2, 3 in cracks. Let's say a pair of 2s, 3, 4, 5 waiting Chao. Then she has 6, 7, 8 Chao and a 6, 7, 8 middleweight with a 7 crack. So she was doing really good, very close to Peng Chao, I'd say. Let's see, if she got a 9 crack in here, she might have been able to also do piano keys, but she has 1 too many pair. So I think Peng Chao would have been an ideal hand. Look for the flower wall. The flower wall is prevailing. Okay, so we're going to, over here, it looks like they were playing, they would have gotten score for their dragon. Okay, so we're going to exit. Okay. All right, Peg, thank you so much for coming. It was good to have you here. I hope to see you again next week for the next deep dive. Okay, we're going to set up, we might be able to play 1 or 2 more games. So this is WPMJ 5. We're going to set up for 8. All right, ready to go. Oh, thank you, Marcia. That's so sweet. All right, hopefully we'll get more players at the table. Let's see here. Oh, did she miss that? Okay, Laura, if you can hear me, prevailing wind is the seat where the wall was broken. So if you look for the flower wall, they're prevailing. Now sometimes if high numbers are rolled, that player could lose the seat, the prevailing seat. So it can be a little bit tricky if high numbers are rolled. And that might incidentally be what's taking so long with the development, because no other version breaks the wall that way. The dark set of tiles in the wall are the flower wall. That is where the wall was broken. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and seat this player here. Oh, hold on. Cancel. I guess we'll seat this player here. On the game. Okay, the flower wall. The tiles in the flower wall are darker than the others. Okay, let's see what we have to work with here.
6 dots.
We have mostly cracks by 1 tile. Okay, there's 3. Now we're even. Okay, so we do have some wins. We're going to let the BAMs go.
7 bamboos. White dragon.
So in this case, west is prevailing.
2 bamboos. 7 bamboos.
West is prevailing. Okay, now we have more dots, so we're going to play dots.
8 bamboos.
We're going to focus on dots, probably a pair hand at this point.
Red dragon.
But we really don't have to pick a hand till we run out of these offsuit tiles.
4 characters.
Wait, what? What? No. What do you mean? No, no, no. No, not your hand. The wall.
4 dots.
The tiles in the wall are dark. They're in the dark tiles in front of west. That's
3
the flower wall.
characters.
That's where the wall was broken.
East
Okay, I
wind.
wonder if there's another way to explain
4
this.
characters.
I don't think so.
9 dots.
Okay, we got to keep her.
5 characters.
Okay, so we're going to keep that.
9
So
characters.
Laura,
3 characters. 4 bamboos.
okay.
8 bamboos.
No design on the tiles?
5
What do you mean?
bamboos.
These are jade marble, like I think
6
it looks like jade.
bamboos. 2 dots.
Okay, we got to keep her. Any combination
characters.
of winds and dragons. And I probably would play Razzle here. 5 pairs and 1 suit with news. Razzle is number
9
7.
bamboos.
Number 7 on page 17. Razzle.
8 characters.
We need a lot more pairs though. We need more dots.
9 dots.
We'll pass. Oh, now we're
8
towards.
characters.
Now we're working towards Betty. If we can get a white dragon, we could play
4
Betty.
bamboos.
Yes, the tiles you have selected for her set before the game
3
starts are very
bamboos.
dark green. I don't understand.
4 dots.
The tiles you have selected for your set before the game starts are dark green. I don't understand. I don't understand, Laura. I'm sorry.
4 characters. 3 bamboos. 4 bamboos.
I don't understand.
6 dots.
Okay, we're going to pass. We're concealed.
7 characters.
Let's see here. On the flower wall are all without a design.
1 dot.
There is a design there. It's the same. It's just dark.
5 bamboos.
It's the same. They're the same tiles. They're just dark to differentiate the flower wall. Because we're
2
not going to
dots.
pick into those tiles. Those are dead tiles. All right, now
6 bamboos.
we have a pair. We need a pair of
9
honors
bamboos.
in order to do 7 odd honors.
8 characters.
For game graphics, tile selection.
3 bamboos.
I really don't quite understand there. Okay, now we have to make a choice. I'm thinking we're close to Betty, so I'm going to let the 5 dot go.
5 dots.
Oh, no worries, Shirley.
Green dragon.
I'm kind of wondering if next week
7 dots.
I don't know.
Mah Jongg.
Oh, we got a winner here. It looks like 7 pair. They have 7 pair. That's a good hand. 7 pair, but it's all different suits. So this would not be a Wright-Patterson Mah Jongg hand. This is just 7 unique pair. That's a Hong Kong Mah Jongg hand. Over here, wow, we have somebody playing angels. She was trying for angels, it looks like. If she could have just gotten wins, she could have played a hand of honors, which would be 1s, 9s, winds, and dragons. Okay, now over here, we have Laura probably shooting for razzle, maybe 5 pair in one suit with winds. She was playing probably the same thing as me, razzle or Betty. Okay. We had wins. I had a lot of wins. Okay, so I'm going to create one more. We should be able to play one more game. One more game. Okay. Maybe choose a different back of the tiles. Well, are you having a hard? Do you have a hard time differentiating between the dark and the light tiles? Oh, here we go. Where and really, it's just wherever the wall is broken. And you can see that because it's usually got a short wall. Okay, so we just need one more player. Oh, you're not. Okay, but maybe someone else is. Okay, I see, Shirley. Okay, so we have a guest player here. I guess just to get the game going, we're going to, let's see here. Yeah, we're going to do this one. Okay, probably last game. Okay. Whoa, we don't have any, oh, we have dragons. Okay. So we have mostly cracks by 1 tile. So I'm going to start by letting go of the BAMs. We'll start by discarding BAMs. Okay, Laura needs to discard. Where'd she go?
7 characters.
There we go. Okay, so we know she's not playing
Northwind.
BAMs. Okay, there's a dot now. All right, we're going to let the 3 BAM
3
go.
bamboos. 4 dots. 9
We have
characters.
an equal number of BAMs and or cracks and dots. So I want to choose based on what's being discarded.
Westwind.
Because that way, so like right now, people are discarding cracks. So I think we
7
should play
bamboos.
cracks. If 2 people are holding tiles, that might be harder. So the indicator is that maybe there are more cracks in the wall than in the hands. That's my thought process anyway. So I think we'll discard
1
dots.
bamboo.
We have 1 more crack than we do dots. So we're going to
4
hold on to the
characters.
dragons and cracks. And
Chow.
South is prevailing this time. South is prevailing.
1 character.
South is prevailing. Okay, there's a dragon.
8 dots.
So we're going to keep that. We have 1 pair. So we're kind of in between dazzle or dragon lineup. We would, if we
9
played dragon
bamboos.
lineup, we have to discard a 9 crack. If we play Dazzle,
3
5
dots.
pairs in one suit with dragons, all the dragons
Chow.
in one dragon paired, then we could play Dazzle.
9 bamboos.
But we need to draw well. We need to draw
8 dots.
cracks. And it's
7
going to be challenging because
bamboos.
this player on our left, they're playing chows and they're not going to be able to win unless they have, let's see here, if they have valued wins and they have dragons, they might be able to win. They would have to pung dragons
7
and
bamboos.
south in order to, and east, I suppose, for
1
them.
bamboo.
Okay, so we're going to let that go.
4 bamboos.
Right now their hand has no value. They do have their own flower though, so
8
they'll get
bamboos.
scored for that, but I don't know if they realize they're at an 8-point
2
table.
bamboos. 7 bamboos.
We got a keeper.
1 dot.
Okay, we're kind of building a bit of a
5
sequence here.
bamboos.
We need a 4-5 crack. 4-5
5
crack, and we can
bamboos.
try for dragon lineup.
7 characters.
That's a pass for us. We actually need that tile.
9
there are 2
bamboos.
7 cracks out. So if they go down, we'll have to switch to Dazzle. This is where you want to train yourself to watch
2 characters.
the discards so that you can figure
6
out where to go
bamboos.
if your tiles go down.
1 character.
Okay, we need a dot.
8 dots.
We need 4, 5, 7 crack. 4, 5, 7 crack. That's what we're looking for primarily. White dragon would
3
be nice as well.
bamboos.
So we could have one of each of the dragons and then 1 paired.
6 bamboos.
Those are required for Dazzle.
West wind.
We need a keeper. That's not a keeper.
7 dots.
Mm-hmm.
3 bamboos. 1 bamboo. South wind.
We need cracks. Come on now. Cracks. 8 bam.
8 bamboos.
All the bams are going down. So somebody else might be playing cracks.
West wind.
The player across from us, but they don't have any dots in front
8
of them
bamboos.
either. They're in either dots or cracks across from us.
2 bamboos. 1 dot.
Okay. And
1
then
dot.
let's see here.
6 characters.
There goes a character. Crack.
Chow.
Oh, another chow. Yeah, they're not gonna be able to win.
6 dots.
They will not be able to win, not with that. Oh, we got the 7 crack. Look.
7 dots.
So we need a 4, 5 in cracks.
9 dots.
And we can try for dragon lineup. We're getting close. We need to draw well though. 4, 5 crack. There are 2 of each out right now. That player over there might try to win, in which case it will ruin the game because they will not meet the minimum. They cannot meet the minimum, not with 1 flower and 1 valued Kong. They're pung. They're not going to be able to do it. So they may be confused right now. I don't think they realize they're at an 8-point table.
Red dragon.
The names of the hands throw you. You'll get used to it.
Red
That's one of the
dragon.
reasons why I enjoy it so much.
3 bamboos.
I enjoy the names of the hands. I think it's much easier than
Mah
saying,
Jongg.
what? Oh, they just drew flowers. So basically, they have all chow and flowers. Yeah. All right, it's better if we could have Wright-Patterson Mah Jongg players at the table because of that. Okay, so here it looks like we have somebody trying for Razzle. 5 pairs in 1 suit with news. Well done, Laura. Over here we have, looks like, news lineup. This would be a good attempt at news lineup, but we were in the same suit, so we were gathering. I was trying for dragon lineup. All right, I think that's going to do it for this live stream. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Someone mentioned, Sue said that the names throw her a bit. Instead of saying consecutive run, fourth hand down, we just say now dazzle. Everybody knows, well, the people who play the game know what dazzle is. Or you could say dazzle, that would be, dazzle is number 7. You just say dazzle or number 7 and they'll know where to go in their book in order to pay you. Or you just learn the hands and the names of the hands, which is all part of it. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, moderators, for helping with chat. I appreciate it. Thank you also for joining me for these deep dives. The next deep dive that we're going to do will be for jewel hands and Chinese tea hands. I'm excited because those are some of my favorite hands. I actually love all of them though. So I'm very excited. I hope you'll join me next Wednesday night. The next Let's Play live stream will be Friday night. That'll be Simply Social for American Mah Jongg using the National Mah Jongg League card. You're welcome, Marcia and Laura, Kathleen. Thank you guys so much for joining me at the tables. I really appreciate it. Have a great night and we'll see you in a couple days. If you're watching the repost, thank you so much for watching my videos. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing. Click the little gray bell if you do. That way you'll get notification for when I post new videos and you won't miss an opportunity to learn a new strategy or pick up an insight to the game that could give you an advantage at the table. Between now and the next video, may all your picks